Alright, so today let's talk about how people are literally utilizing TikTok in order to literally generate 6 figures. We're gonna do a deep dive, we're gonna analyze what these influencers are doing. And one of the things I love doing all the time whenever there is a new platform that's booming, I would love to always observe, like a cobra in the grass. I like to see what's proven rather than just dive head first without any real strategy. So today, I'm gonna be sharing with you my thoughts when it comes to TikTok and what I've observed from the people that's not just building a following, but the people that's actually monetizing. And you're gonna be surprised that some of them that's generating 6 figures, they don't even really have a following. And we are gonna talk about and show you how to make that happen, even if you've never done TikTok before. Let's first talk about this first platform. My initial thoughts was that this platform is just for kids. They've got no money, they're not serious. I'm talking about entrepreneurship. They're not gonna be a good message to market match. But here's one thing that happens every single time with new platforms. There's always a point in time where the price of attention is underpriced. I remember when there were all these different platforms and I was experimenting with them, there was a point in time when the game was easy. So let me share with you some successes as well as failures. For example, building up Facebook pages. When I did that about 6 years ago, man, the game was easy. Attention was underpriced. I would be creating all these different Facebook pages, including my own. I built my own Facebook page, over 2 million followers, and life was good. And with all types of platforms, what eventually happens, historically, it's always the case where life is good. Think of it as like, I don't know, back in the 50s perhaps, when TV just came in, right? And people didn't really understand what it was. There were the critics that said, you know, radio's the way to go and advertising won't work on TV. And then after that, people made a killing on TV. And then came along email in, I don't know, 96, 97. And during that time, if you were doing email marketing, you would be making a killing. Why? Because that's where attention is and it's underpriced. And then after that, the evolution of that would be like, for example, Google Ads. If you were running Google Ads when I was 2006, and if you had the privilege to even do that before, in 2004 or something, you would be crushing it. Why? Because attention was there, underpriced. You could be getting clicks at like 1 cent and driving really targeted traffic to your offer. So same thing with Facebook, same thing with all these different platforms. Now let's talk about TikTok right now. I've had the privilege to try all these different platforms. I've made mistakes where I went head first, just for example, Periscope. In my Periscope channel, I'm not sure why it says 0 broadcast, but I did like a lot of videos, live videos back then when it was the new thing. When this thing was like, you know, about live videos and Facebook Live didn't exist, I thought this is amazing. Periscope is going to be the future. So I dove head first and I started creating all these different things, videos, like every single day I'll ask, you know, my followers to tap, and I built over 1,000 plus followers. I got a lot of engagement, but eventually I was in this thing for like maybe 2 months. Facebook Live came out and well, Periscope literally died overnight. The point I'm trying to make is that the thing that will stop people from utilizing TikTok right now is they think either number one, it's going to die soon, or it's a fad, it's not going to last, and I'll talk about that soon enough. Or number two, the audience and your audience is not there, and I'm going to handle that objection as well. In other words, many people think, including myself, think that it's about utilizing this app and creating these cringy, lip-syncing music videos on TikTok, which is, by the way, why I never started. Like, I didn't want to do it. As I'm observing what other people are doing to literally generate 6 figures, I'm going to be showing you what they're actually doing to monetize. In case you don't know what TikTok is, it's basically an app that allows you to create these goofy 15-second videos with different effects and filters. And by the way, right now, TikTok, they have exceeded 500 million active users monthly. And to give you some perspective to that, Instagram has actually reached 1 billion. So TikTok is halfway there. And the reason why I'm really observing and studying TikTok right now is because I used to think what TikTok is today, what Instagram was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I looked at Instagram, or maybe 6 years ago, I thought Instagram's stupid. I thought it was just an app to create filters for images. And I thought, you know what? My target audience of serious entrepreneurs, they're never gonna be on Instagram. It's because it's just an app for filters and it's for like teens and hippies and people who like to travel. But when people started building up that platform and following, when Instagram came up with things like swipe up features and ads in their stories, boom. It had massive ROI for people that was an early adopter who built that following early. Which in my case, I missed out on that boat. What does it mean? It means that if you want to start generating an income on TikTok, if you take a look at what the six-figure earners are doing, let's jump straight into it. Number one is cross-promoting platforms. They're building a following on TikTok, which is underpriced right now, and that's where attention is, and it's easy because the algorithm and organic is still amazing. And if you notice, organic on Instagram is actually falling over the months, and it's going to continue to decline because that's just how all platforms evolve. So right now, the first thing what marketers are doing is they're building a following on TikTok that isn't really monetizable yet, but they're cross-promoting, they're cross-farming platforms, and they're taking that TikTok following into a platform that is monetizable like YouTube. So they put out stuff on TikTok and it isn't monetizable, but they have constant call to actions to their content, to their video on YouTube. And on YouTube, you've probably seen it before. Whenever you click a video, chances are there's an ad, the pre-roll ad happens before the YouTube video is played, and that's how they're monetizing. They're building that following on TikTok for cheap, and they are migrating people over. So this first strategy that you'll notice a lot of marketers are doing right now is the same strategy that is repeated over and over again across all these different platforms. The biggest consideration people have right now is, what if it's a fad? What if it dies out in a year, 3 years, 5 years? What if it ends up to become like Snapchat or Periscope, where it was hot and then it died? The truth is, again, this is the same consideration I have, but the way I look at it today is that when it's new, whether it's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, we don't know if it's here to stay, but what we do know is during a time when it's underpriced, there are tons of opportunities where before it dies out, you actually migrate that following to a different platform. And if you take a look at how some big names today, like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, where did they start from? They started from platforms like Musical.ly, where it's dead today, but they were smart. Rather than clinging on and hanging on to this dying platform, which is what some marketers do, they moved their brand, their following, and their message, and they evolved. And that is why some marketers die. Some marketers who were big in perhaps MySpace, like, I don't know, Tina Tequila or something. It's been a long time, right? But there were those big names on MySpace, but they were hanging on to that thing and they failed to migrate, and that's when they die. So understanding that when a platform dies, it's okay, because all platforms, with an exception to Facebook or YouTube, and I don't think it's gonna die in our generation, I could be wrong, but whatever it is, it has got a limited shelf life. And rather than thinking, oh wait, it's gonna die eventually, it is gonna die eventually. Understand that that is why all the more you want to double down when it comes to underpriced attention. So that's number one, building the following for the purpose of migrating it because of underpriced attention. Number two is TikTok compilations on YouTube. Now, I know that sounds absurd, but hear me out. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through the numbers on this screen, and I'm gonna show you exactly how that works. I am on YouTube right now, and I'm literally typing in TikTok compilations. And over here, I'm gonna filter it based on view count so that it literally shows me all of the different videos that rank for this keyword in here. And you'll notice that like this first video that's 11 months ago has 352 million views. Another one has 48 million, 30 million, 25 million, 20 million, 18 million. And basically it's just compilations of other 15-second TikTok challenges or stuff that was funny in one video. So for example, let's take a look at this. This one video that has 352 million views. Okay. Right, and I know it looks absolutely stupid, and if you are in my age group, you probably think it's stupid as well. But hey, guess what? There's 352 million views on this, and it's literally just a compilation of other people doing this stupid lip challenge that was big on TikTok in November 2018. And this thing now has grown to over 300 million views. Now, to put things into perspective, okay? To put things into perspective, I am gonna go into my calculator right now and I'm gonna work out the numbers together with you, okay? How YouTube counts payouts is they do this thing called CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions, and they pay out based on per 1,000 views. So let's say, and I want to lowball because, you know, maybe the people that's watching this are kids or teens or a demographics that YouTube might think is not worth that much. So rather than $8, let's lowball and just divide that by like 4. Okay, let's say it's $2 or maybe $1, whatever. Okay, let's say it's $2. So 352 million, I have to divide it by 1,000. So that's 352,000, because that's how YouTube calculates, right? Cost per 1,000 impressions. So if let's say each 1,000 impression is worth $2, so I'm gonna multiply this by 2, ballpark figure, this one video alone would have made $704,000 since 2018. Now, if it was $1 cost per impression, it would be 352,000. So this one video alone, this insane, stupid video that wasn't even done by this person, that was just compiled by what's trending on TikTok, has done about 350 to 700K. And what is amazing, if I were to go back to this, let's go back to this channel. Let's go see his profile together. This person, understand something, he didn't just upload a one-time off video. Take a look at this channel. It's got all these different TikTok videos. And in fact, if you take a look at it, he literally, like this video here, it looks like he literally from 11 months ago to 10 months ago, he uploaded, what, 12 videos? 5, 10, 15 videos in the period of 2 months, and somehow he just stopped. Interesting. But take a look at this. Okay, this person who joined in November 2018 with a total of 377 million views rather, okay, which, you know, mostly came from this. He opened this channel 1 year ago and it's got 1 million subscribers. Insane. Now, of course, this is heavily dependent on where do you want to take your channel as well as your branding. You could be asking, so Peng Joon, why aren't you doing this? Because that's not the direction I want to take my brand. But if it was a channel that I just wanted to monetize and with no real branding, and I've talked about this in the other videos as well, this would be one way to do it. And you'll notice that there are a lot of different people that are doing these different compilations with tens of millions of views inside TikTok. So that's number 2. Number 2 is compiling TikTok videos, and guess what? Because those 15-second videos are literally people who are taking those 15 seconds seriously. It's compact. They're putting a lot of thought process. You are now getting a lot of like compact 15 seconds, putting it all together into creating a great 5-10 minute YouTube video. Then all you need to do is switch on. YouTube has this thing called Google AdSense. They connect it. So YouTube is owned by Google, and that's how you'll be able to monetize using those ads that appear on YouTube. Okay, and finally, that brings us to number 3. Number 3 is all about paying influencers on TikTok to promote your product, your brand, your service, your dropship, whatever it might be, your business. So for me, this is something that I am doing right now. Why? Because again, prices of new platforms are always underpriced. So right now, all these different influencers on TikTok with that huge following and a huge attention, there isn't much revenue streams for them to monetize because the platform is not matured enough yet and they aren't rolling out the ads the same way how Facebook and Instagram and YouTube has rolled out the ads to monetize their fan base. TikTok is still focused on user growth rather than monetization right now. So right now, what does that mean? It means that the influencers who have that huge following is going to be a whole lot cheaper than an influencer on Facebook or YouTube because the channels to monetize just isn't there. So if you are somebody that right now you have a sales process, if you have a product, if you're doing drop shipping, and you could be thinking right now, but Peng Joon, what if my demographics isn't there? Understand that even if your demographics isn't there and you're trying to target that 55-year-old lady or woman or man, you could be targeting their kids who ultimately could affect their decision. But whatever it is right now, price of attention for these influencers are cheap And right now you could be buying ads and shoutouts and promos from these people where they're charging real cheap compared to other platforms because they don't have a monetization strategy yet. So you can be able to hook up with them so that they can promote your stuff, and your cost per click, your cost per shoutout, your cost per visit to your funnel, your cost per lead is going to be drastically lower than all these other platforms. Literally, these are the few ways and the few different methods people are making big money on TikTok. I would love for you to let me know what is your opinion on TikTok. Are you gonna dive head first into that platform? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if this video has given you value, click on the red subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next video.